Hello and welcome. My name is Marc Blatstein, the physician founder of Physician Pre-Sentence Report Service. Today, I'm going to go over what you really do not want to do, at least for most of us, if you're going to go to trial and it's not 100% sure that you're going to win. And that's pretty much accurate because the Department of Justice has a 98% conviction rate. And so there really is a 0.2 to 0.4 chance that you may win should you go to trial. So the odds are not very high. So what I'm going to be reviewing, and I don't have a dog in this fight, is going to be Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, and his brief history, and Donald Trump. And again, I'm not pro or con either of these gentlemen, but it seems to me that what you don't want to do is anger the judge before you even, get into the sentencing part. And so we're going to start with Sam Bankman-Fried. And so before he even got into the trial phase, he was extradited back to the United States from the islands in the Caribbean. And then for witness tampering, and his lawyers had told him, and he was forewarned, the judge wound up having to put him in a detention center in New York. That is no fun. None at all. He's a very smart guy. Chances are one of the smartest guys in the room, wherever he may go. He's a young guy, but will his attorneys be overshadowed by his personality, or will they have the confidence to break through his demeanor? And will he be eventually humbled by the environment of the detention center to the point where he realizes he could be facing jail time? And we listen to the news. We are at the very beginning of November 2023. I mean, it doesn't look good. I don't think he's going to be going to prison for, decades, but he could be going for a long time. And so will his attorneys be able to convince him that at some point, I mean, this is going to be a humbling moment. Will he be able to accept responsibility and understand that while he says constantly he did nothing wrong, there were victims? And as any owner of a business, whether it is crypto or he's selling puppy dogs or ice cream, there are people who are buying a product. He's selling something. And so, is there remorse for those that he hurt? And that's a big deal. And the same goes with Donald Trump. And so for him, I mean, he's facing, he's facing possibly, four different trials. And it appears he does nothing. And none of us are going to be at his level. And he is a very powerful personality. He has a very powerful following. He could be the next president, but in the same token, the court system may be the great equalizer. And so to go out of your way to aggravate the court or the judge one by one before you even put the case in front of the judge, at least for the majority of us, I implore you not to follow his lead, because while he may not have been remanded right away to a jail cell, Sam Bankman-Fried was, and you and I will be. And so his case today just finished for the civil component in New York. And, him and Mr. Trump and his lawyers are going round robin with the federal judge. And it's not a criminal case, but most of us should be prepared when we go into trial that you don't want to burn any bridges between you and the court or the judge, because most are going to lose a trial. And then you're going to have to essentially be humbled by the moment, accept responsibility, if in fact you want to do the most that you can to decrease your sentence, have remorse for the victims you've created, and essentially have a heart to heart with your inner demons. And I don't believe that this is something that Mr. Trump or former President Trump is something that he's going to do, most likely not. Sam Bankman-Fried, at some point, possibly, but it may take him, I would have thought, After a period of time in a federal detention center, that would have done the trick. It appears not. But for the rest of us, should you elect to go to trial and you feel you're in the right, the first thing is that because you feel you're in the right is not enough. You have to prove it. And by the time that you've hit that stride, remember that the Department of Justice already has their pretty much case complete, and they have an endless financially deep pocket with which to prosecute you. And so that if in fact you lose, you still have the ability, if you have not totally alienated the court and the judge, to have your own, if you will, humbling moment where you can accept responsibility, have remorse for the victims you've created because they're there, and have that heart-to-heart conversation or allocution with your judge with the hope of leniency if possible, but at least tempering the sentence that you may get. I hope you found this helpful and have a safe day.